Is to give notice that YouTube has been spying on all of the world. So anybody who happens to be a YouTuber or have a YouTube account who's a content creator, every single contact in their phone has been spied on. So if you are somebody who's not a YouTuber, but you know somebody that's a YouTuber, and you just happen to have contact information shared with that person, your privacy has been violated by YouTube and Google. Because see, Google, who's had the monopoly on phones, forcing manufacturers of phones to use YouTube as Google as the default, which now they're being sued over that monopoly and trying to break that monopoly up so that they cannot continue to have that power. This is what they do to monitor content creators. They want to know if there's anything what they consider invalid traffic on your videos. Now keep in mind, YouTube has been competing with social media sites like Facebook, which Facebook is pretty much for friends and family. It's for legitimate relationships. It is for associates. It is, when it started, it was for people who went to school with each other. That's how I actually joined Facebook, because when I was in law school and my classmates were like, hey, join this thing over here. We're all hanging out over there. And I'm like, okay. That's when I joined Facebook. And then it kind of has evolved. But the primary function of Facebook is it is connecting with friends and family. And of course, I'm sure there's a lot of people who have just associates if you're in your groups, or like I'm a veteran and I'm in veteran groups. And so, I may have a lot of veterans that I may have never, met personally, or maybe just lightly associated with them, in the different veteran groups, organizations, things like that. But for the most part, it's very private, and it is my family and my friends and people that I went to school with. So YouTube has sought to compete with that by giving us what they call a community page. Where you can just post pictures and stuff. And they want to make it like we can meet other people on YouTube. They encourage collaborations. They can encourage communications. And people do meet people on YouTube. And they do make friendships. Even if it's people that there's people that actually they meet in real life. They meet off of YouTube and develop friendships. Okay? There's people, I have people that I've made friends with. And sometimes we just talk, we just chat. And these are people that if I live closer to them, I'd hang out with them in an instant, And this is why I love smaller channels on YouTube, because there's just people down to earth. The bigger channels is just pretty much that's not very personal with their viewers. They don't interact with them. Maybe every once in a while they might comment on, replies. Maybe they'll do a live stream and have live chat. But for the most part, they're not personal with their viewers. There's too many. It's not even realistic. But maybe they have a few that they make friends with or whatever. But this is what YouTube does to make sure that they don't want abuse of their... so they allow you to have playlists. And I love playlists. There's... if somebody, for example, if they have crafts, and I'm right now, I'm getting ready, I'm going to be doing the next few days, I'm preparing handmade craft gifts for the Veterans Day event at my local VA. And so I'm just watching through playlists on a channel, the various types of flowers that you can create. Maybe I'm learning to sketch or something like that. And if that happened to be somebody from a channel that I was friends with, they would have probably demonetized that person because I'm watching their playlist. Or if somebody reads the Bible, okay? Or if they're playing Christian music, like I have a friend, Alfonso. I love his music, and if I just sit there and, I don't even know if he has playlists, but I'm just using as an example that if I listen to other people's playlists, it could cause them to be demonetized. Because if, pray tell, they're in my contacts, right? So this is how they prevent being frauded. But the problem is Google at YouTube via Google, because Google owns YouTube, accessing our contact list in our phones to see if any of our contacts are YouTubers and we're watching their playlists. That is spying on my family who has nothing to do with YouTube. I'm the only person in my personal group of friends of where, people that I hang out with personally or my family. I am the absolute only person that bothers with YouTube. None of them will even touch YouTube, right? But it irritates me that my family, they're spying on my family to see if they're YouTubers. That's disgusting. That's like over the top, and I don't believe it's legal, so I will be contacting the Attorney General and Congressmen about this. This is a breach of privacy. And so you need to know, if you are somebody who happens to know personally a YouTuber, or somebody that maybe even is barely a YouTuber but sometimes uploads YouTube videos, you need to know. Like, some people just upload videos just to share with their family, just, but it doesn't matter if you're even trying to be monetized, right? They treat every person who uploads content as if they're somebody that can potentially be a monetized channel. And they start tracking data, they start people don't even know this. They just create an account. There's no disclaimer that, by the way, if you ever upload a video, we're going to be monitoring your friends and your contacts to see if, they're watching your stuff. They don't give you any disclaimer over that. So I think the United States of America, the family members and friends, anybody who has been, and I want to personally apologize to anyone who has ever shared their contact with me, knowing that I'm a YouTuber. I had no idea that they were spying on you. I had no idea. I'm immediately taking all of my contacts out of my phone that works, and I'm putting it in a separate place so they will never be able to access any contacts. I will literally I feel invaded that Google has snuck in and looked at my contacts to see if I have YouTube. It's just, I don't even know how that process works, but I feel violated. I feel privacy raped, right? And so I'm absolutely taking legal action on this. And I humbly apologize to anyone who's connected to me, and I'm going to be sharing this video in various places. I am sorry. I didn't know YouTube was doing this. And now that I know, I will keep your contacts in a very safe place, but I'm removing them from my phone. And so I just want you to know that. I will never, ever have contacts in a Google phone again. Ever. My contacts will go in a separate place. And I ask you, if you want to text me, please do not text me via my phone until this is legally resolved. Contact me via Facebook or email me. You have my email address. If you absolutely have to, that's fine. And, I'll just screenshot it, save it somewhere, and delete it or whatever. I don't like the invasion of YouTube. They don't get to look into my friends or my contacts for the purpose of trying to identify whether or not I have invalid traffic, which I don't. And I also want to watch people's playlists without having them being harmed because I like their videos. That's how insane it is. It's like they don't want us to be personally connected, but I will continue to be personally connected if somebody wants to personally connect with me, and I feel safe to do that. I'm not going to be discouraged from that. I'm just going to do it in a different way. And I'm going to do it in a way that my privacy is protected. And I encourage you to please, if you have me in your phone and you're a YouTube content creator, please put my contact information somewhere else. Because pray tell, I am a channel. Well, I'm not going to be monetized. So they can't demonetize me, right? I'm like, I don't want anything to do with that. If people want to tip me, I have a PayPal email address and people know it. People have my addresses. They can send me stuff and they have, I'm just like, YouTube will never hurt me. They will never have that chance to make me a slave. They will never have the right to invade my privacy. And I don't accept this. This is wrong. It's immoral. Okay? I mean, I understand that there's people that misuse, the whole whatever. But it's not an excuse for them. It's not an excuse for them to invade my contacts. Right? It's not okay. So how would they know they specifically said contacts. Contacts can be anyone. You don't mess with my family, YouTube. You don't mess with my family.